So this is a Lunar Lexon 470. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The hitch up procedure is going to be sent to you in a separate video, and on the end of the video you will, once I've said goodbye, you'll actually notice the video carries on and it will actually demonstrate how the motor mover works to you. So as I said, the hitch up procedure, you've got your stabiliser, hitch, handbrake and jockey wheel. Like I said, I'll demonstrate in another video because it's just a little bit hard to demonstrate hooking up to the car unless you've got the tow ball in front of it. So I'll demonstrate hooking it on and releasing it from the car. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle with gas valve on top. Gas pipe work is a reverse thread fitment to the bottle itself. The pipe work does not come with the caravan or the gas bottle. On this side of the van, you've got your wind down leg on either side. So you've got one wind down leg here and you've got one in the same place on the opposite side. And you've also got your gas flue for the heating and hot water system. Coming further along, you've got your water pump connection. So you connect it by pulling the trigger, as you can see, to release it. And you'll just pull the trigger back and push into place on the side of the van. The water pump itself actually drops into the top of the aqua roll. And you've got the little blue cap there that just covers up the hole for where the water is, so you don't get any dirt inside of there. Then got your battery box, your battery on there for demonstration purposes at the moment. And you've got your mains lead coming into the side of the van. The van hasn't been washed yet, so I do apologise if it's still a bit dirty, but that will be done before it goes out to customer. As I said, with the motor mover, I'll demonstrate that in a moment. That's what that red power key is you see just there, and that will be on the end of the video for you. Then got your motor mover underneath and your wheels. Wheel nuts will be torqued before you receive the caravan. We do advise before travelling that you tighten the wheel nuts before each journey. You then got your fridge vents on the side of the van, which is essentially the gas and heat flues for the gas system of the fridge. Grey waste pipes will go into the side of each of these fitments just here. You push them into place and they'll drop down into your waste master itself. At the top here you've got your toilet fill tank for the flush system. So you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a capful of the pink fluid to allow the toilet system to flush. The pink fluid will just give it a fragrance flush and help keep the bowl clean of the toilet. You never use bleach on the toilet system or the shower tray because it will actually stain them, and you won't get that out at all. At the bottom here, you've got your toilet tank. I'm just going to grab the key to unlock that. So as you can see, that's your toilet fill. Then at the bottom here, as I said, you've got your toilet waste cassette. Like I said, the van hasn't been cleaned yet, so I do apologise if it's not completely clean. Pull the cassette out if you want to empty it, or to put your 1 litre of water in here before use, and the cap full of the blue fluid. The cap measure is actually on this grey cap just here. Handle at the bottom is so you can pull along the waste cassette itself. So it does mean the other half, if she doesn't normally like doing it, does mean now she hasn't got to carry it at least. Orange waste button at the back, so that's so when you press that orange waste button in and you're tipping the waste away, it stops it from spitting and splattering when it comes out. It makes it a bit of a cleaner operation to get the waste out of there. Back of the van, you've got your wind down legs on either side, as you can see. This wind up and down with the brace provided. Coming down this side of the van, at the front here, let's grab the key again. Got a locker down the front here for storage, and you've also got a 3-pin plug in there so you can put power out to your awning if you decide to use an awning with the caravan. Come inside. Underneath the seat on the far side there, that grey box that you see, is the mains control unit for the caravan. So you've got your mains breaker switch here like you'd have in the house. On this side you've got your 12 volt fuses with a list of what each of those fuses is for, and the same with the trip switches on the right hand side. Up the top here you've got your 12 volt DC shutdown, so you can shut down all the power inside the van. You've got your heater system main power switch and your charger, caravan charger power switch also. Do advise when you're travelling that you leave the charger on, because then the battery will charge on board the van as you're travelling down the road. So when you first come in the van, you're going to want to turn the power on. So on this switch just here, you've got your mains power on and off, or 12 volt power, depending on what you're on. You've got your lighting system inside the caravan, your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment, your awning light, your battery voltage, which will bring up the battery voltage here, And then on this particular control panel, the button at the bottom there doesn't do anything at all. So the first thing you want to do is, when you get on site, is to fill the water system on the caravan, so you can get the water ready for a cup of tea, etc. So you'll first come underneath the seat down this side, and as you can see, I've already got the water connected on the outside. The yellow valve that you see just here is actually the drain down valve. So when it's in the position it is now, it actually drains the water system completely. And what we do advise is that you have the taps open between the hot and the cold when you are draining down the system, so it allows the water back out of the pipe work. To fill the system, you'll flick the switch down into the position it is now. You'll come over to the taps, each tap on the caravan, so that's the sink in the kitchen. Remove the plug before use. Open up the tap on the hot side. The same on the tap in the bathroom. And you'll also do the same with the tap on the shower itself. What you can do at that point is go to the control panel above the door. Press the power button just here. And then you'll notice the water system will start filling up. While that's going through the procedure of filling up, I'm just going to demonstrate the fridge to you. So you turn the power on the left hand side. To turn the fridge on gas, you'll have it on the sensor just here. That'll self-ignite on gas, and when it does self-ignite on gas, you should never have a red light on this side. If the red light appears on the right hand side and starts flashing, it means the fridge has actually failed to ignite on gas. To control the temperature on gas or mains, you've got your temperature button on the right hand side. If you want to use 240 volt, you've got your 240 volt option there. And on this side, you've got your 12 volt supply. That 12 volt supply is actually the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with, not the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. As you can see at the moment, we're not connected to anything there. So it's actually flashing away to warn me that the fridge has not gone to 12 volts. Water system's still filling up at the moment. So I'm just going to demonstrate the hob. To turn the fridge back off, press and hold the power button, and it will turn the power back off. Now I can't demonstrate the electric ring as such, but the electric ring is working. But I'm just going to ignite all the rest of the rings up. It will take a moment for the gas engine to be turned on. There we go, as you can see, ignited up just there. Next one. There we go, gas through. And then the back ring, the gas is ignited on there as well. As you can see, all the rings are working. Before we carry on to the grill and oven, so you can see that's all working, I just want to turn off these taps. So once the water system's full and it's coming out completely as it is now, you'll shut down the tap on each part of the caravan, and also the shower in the bar in there as well. But I'll come back to heating that in a moment. I'll explain the control panel for that. I'm just going to show you the grill working, just so you can see all that is igniting as it should. There we go. Just waiting for the other side to ignite up. There we go. Ignited nicely now, and as you can see, working as it should. Grill handle in there, so I'm not going to run that for too long, and also the grill pan itself. In the bottom here, you've actually got the oven itself. So again, if you watch to the back, there we go, oven ignited and working as it should also. Just going to turn that back off again. So, as I was talking to you about before, the water system on board the van, to warm it, you'll actually come over to this control panel that's just to the left hand side of the door as you walk in. You'll press the power button in the centre here and it will come on. The first symbol you're going to come to here that is flashing is the internal temperature of the caravan. So when I spin this dial to the left or right, you'll notice the temperature change. So at the moment we're just going to set it to 20 degrees. So we'll set the temperature at 20 degrees. Press the button and that is set. If you want to turn on the water heating, spin the dial to the right when these symbols here are flashing. Press the button and you've got water off. 40 degrees, 60 degrees and boost. So normally you'd operate the boost when you've also got the gas on as well. To set the temperature of the water though, press the 40 degrees for instance, and that will start warming the water up to the desired temperature. So turn that off for now so I don't forget to do it. Going to spin round to the next option here, which is the power supply coming into the caravan for the heating and hot water system. Press the central button. At the moment, as you can see, it's trying to ignite on gas, which is absolutely fine. Mix, so to set that, you make sure the gas bottle's turned on, then hit the button in the centre. Mix 1 is 1000 watts of electric and a mixture of gas at the same time. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. You've got electric 1, which is 1000 watts of power on its own, and electric 2, which is 2000 watts of power on its own. So electric, again, select the power there, and it'll operate the heating and hot water on gas only at that point. The N symbol that you've got here is for the fan on board the van. So you've got eco or high. So you select whichever one you wish it to be. So eco, for instance, and that will turn on the blown air heating essentially. Now, once you're done with the caravan on site, you need to drain the water system down. So you always drain that down once it's been used. So you come underneath there. Again, open up the valve, and the water system will drain down. Also, at that point, you should turn the pump off so it doesn't try and run the pump and try and fill the system back up. But while that's going on, you come over to the taps, turn them to the central position as you can see here, then open all the taps up so the water runs completely out of the system. You hear some air glugging through it, but like I said, when you're travelling, just leave them open and leave the plugs out so any bits of water that can just run away down the drain system. So we've been through the fridge, we've been through the hob and grill, we've been through the water system and the heating system on board the van. Microwave works very much like the same as your household. The only difference is it's got an eco button just here. So what it'll actually do is it'll turn itself off, so it saves power. Hit the eco button to get it to wake up, then you set your times, etc. on the front as you would with your microwave at home. We do advise while you're travelling to remove the microwave plate and put it in somewhere safe just so it doesn't bounce around and potentially pop the door open on the microwave. Going to the back here, we've got the toilet system. So you've got an electric flush on top. You've got a full indicator light. These don't always work because there's a little magnet inside the tank, for instance, that just goes up and down a bit like the fuel level in the car. Occasionally they do fall off, and when you tip the waste away, it goes with the waste from the cassette. At the bottom here, you've got your waste handle, so you'd open up the waste handle to allow the waste into the cassette under the van. The toilet does turn for your convenience, however you will need, when you empty the cassette, you will need to make sure it comes straight across the van rather than being on an angle pushing across to the side. If you have any further questions on the Lunar Lexon 470, please do give me a call here at the Caravan Company and I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye. So to engage the motor mover against the wheel, you're going to need your leg winder. You're going to put it on the bar at the side where you see the nut, and you're going to wind it onto the wheel. Once it goes tight against the wheel, it is fully engaged. And as you see just down here, it's now up against the wheel. Just there. At that point, we can come back to the front of the van, release the handbrake, and we can come around to the side locker on this side. Power switch for the mover just here, and in the side you've got a receiver for that key. You push it into place. Use this one, slightly better. Power on to the mover itself. You can then turn the controller on the side. It'll bleep and the green light will come on to say it is active. At that point we should be able to move the van forwards. Backwards. Turn. Turn. And turn to the rear also. Back up again. On the controller itself, you'll notice there's a picture of a caravan outline, and to go forward to the van, you always go to the front where the A-frame is, and the van will move forwards. Again, your turns will depend on which way you're going with the van. To turn the controller back off, so push the switch down the side. You turn the power off to the mover itself. You can leave a key in there if you wish to, but obviously this set is attached to the key, so I'm not going to do that. You lock all your lockers out before you travel. You pull the handbrake back on before you release the movers. You take your winder bar again. And then you'll put the bar back on and wind the opposite way to disengage. When it's fully disengaged, you'll be able to take the bar off, and that is the process complete.